What's good, fam? What's good? TC here with I.O.B.A. Check this out. Got a chance to listen to Cory Booker on the Breakfast Club a couple of days ago, right? And it was the first time I had actually listened to Cory Booker, talk. I knew who he was and all that. Senator from New Jersey and all that. Ex-mayor. I knew about all that. And I knew he was a corporate politician. I knew that. I knew that he was heavily financed by, big drug companies out of New Jersey. So I'm checking out the interview, and Charlemagne the God hit him with the question, do you have a specific agenda, black agenda? And if so, what is it? Came right out the gate with that. And that's the only reason I was listening to it. I wanted to hear if he had a black agenda. So Charlemagne asked him. And he did, disappointingly so. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He did that little nervous laugh, and then he did I'm going to help all Americans. I have an agenda for all Americans. He did the all lives matter, benign neglect bullshit that all these politicians do. Okay, so he doesn't have a agenda for black people, and he wasn't prepared when he was asked. He just hit, that same old canned answer that a lot of Democrats use when they're trying to escape the issue. He talked that same shit Kamala Harris talked. And I kind of knew it was going to be like that. See, guys like Cory Booker, politicians like Cory Booker, they've been around a long time. And Kamala Harris, they've been around a long time on a local level. So you see these motherfuckers coming. And all they're interested in is enriching themselves and maintaining the status quo. They want to get into that big money and, like I said, enrich themselves and their family and fuck everybody else. And they'll say and do whatever is necessary to do. But they're not going to change anything. You ask one of these motherfuckers some real tough questions about, I like to go with foreign policy. I like to talk about, whether or not they intend to continue, with these endless wars that we've been in for the last almost 30 years. And when you include the no-fly zones after the first Iraq war, it was like 30 years of continuous, and now it's just going to continue down in Venezuela. Ain't nobody really, these guys are just announcing their candidacy. So I don't expect them to have their foreign policy together. Not totally. Because I know that in order to even say you're going to run for president, you gotta pledge support for Israel. You gotta, believe in a strong military and all of the rest of it. Even to announce that you're gonna run, if you think you're gonna be taken seriously. So, ain't nobody even asking them where they stand on those issues. By them, I mean Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and a few of the others. The only one that I've heard talk about doing anything as far as ending these wars is that Tulsi Gabbard woman. And I don't know a lot about her, but I do know she's a war vet, and she's been over there. So she's seen how horrific and damaging to everybody concerned war is. War is I just can't describe how much I'm against fucking war. I talk about it all the time. I'm against military and I'm against war. But Tulsi Gabbard is the only one that will touch on that subject. The other ones, they trying to, the other Democrats, they trying to just say these kumbaya, vague things that you can't pin them down to. And Cory Booker is just like that. He ain't going no motherfucking where. I'm predicting that he won't make it through to the primaries. He definitely ain't going to get the nomination. They're going to try to shove Kamala Harris down everybody's throat. And they're going to try to run her against Trump. and motherfuckers like Roland Martin and Joy Reid and that Angela Rye chick, they're going to be doing all they can to push us as black people towards her because they're going to be using this old, she a black woman. You new niggas don't know what the fuck y'all talking about nonsense that they've been saying. I mean, Roland Martin calling people stupid and Angela Rye telling people to get the fuck out of here for challenging her, and Joy Reid calling people Russian bots. That got me, man, to go off on this tangent a little bit. Joy Reid said that people who hashtag ADOS on their Twitter account, I guess it is, might be Russian bots. Some shit like that. And that shit going all over the place now. But my thing is, first, Russians don't give a fuck about niggas like that. We don't do business with each other like that. They don't give a fuck about us to be trying to influence the election one way or another if they think it's going to benefit niggas. In other words, Russians don't like niggas either. And you think that black people don't have sense enough to come up with an opinion on a politician on our own, based on our own research and our own knowledge of history and our own knowledge of their record. That's what Joy Reid thinks. She thinks we dumbass niggas who couldn't even conceive of saying no to somebody that they put in front of us. It's like back in the day when you had a goddamn plantation and some niggas in the field was talking about insurrection. A lot of time the slave owner thought somebody else put them ideas in our motherfucking head. Back in the motherfucking 60s during the Civil Rights era, and before the Civil Rights era, a lot of black activists and Pan-Africanists and all of that, they were thought to be taking orders from communists. Because no way we could come up with these kind of radical ideas on our own. So it had to be somebody putting these ideas in our dumbass head. And that's this Russian bots bullshit. This Russian influence bullshit coming from. No way we could have thought of that. Well, we did think of it. We did think of it. I mean, we did think of it. It's valid thoughts. The other day, check this out. The other day, I put up a video and I said, Tariq Nasheed for president and Professor Black Truth for vice president, right? Well, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, and Tariq Nasheed was, I think it was on Tariq Radio the other night. And you gotta go check that podcast out. That shit was good. But after having listened to that, now I got a lot of respect for all three of these brothers. I mean, the utmost respect. They out there doing that, fighting the fight. But I had to change the ticket. It'd have to be Jason Black for president. It'd have to be Professor Black Truth for vice president. It'd have to be Tariq Nasheed for Secretary of State. I roll with that. That's what I'm going to title this motherfucking video. Tariq Nasheed, Secretary of State, Professor Black Truth, Vice President, and Jason Black, President. Now, if you want to blacken the shit up, hold that. And then staff your motherfucking cabinet with mother Hotep niggas. Oh my God, that'll fuck this country. You think this country fucked up now? White folks will lose their motherfucking mind. White folks will lose their motherfucking mind. Anyway. Tonight is leg night. Yeah, I got a squat tonight, so let's see if I can get up over 300 tonight. My old ass. Y'all have a good night. TC, and I'm out.